So I'm going to redo the electrical. I'm kind of planning this out now. Here's the original electrical cord. I'm going to, because we have a new base on, this old grommet will not fit in, so I bought a new grommet to hold the, this is a strainer leaf really, so it keeps the cord from pulling out. The switch has been, this was the original switch, which Amelia and her boyfriend have replaced already with this green switch, so I'm going to reuse this. And this is the original wiring. I'm going to replace this with high temp silicon wiring. Also, I'm not going to use these kind of fittings anymore. You can kind of see what they look like. They get really, they overheat and break off and everything. They're really bad. So I'm going to use new spades with they're tin spades with a shrink wrap, heat resistive shrink wrap, which will do a better job. So I'm going to elongate these wires most likely. I'll see when I put it in place to see if if the wires will go where I want them to go. So that's the next step. So I checked in the Lapavoni website and couldn't find a really clear direction, so I went on Amazon, found a machine. So with the direction of the switch is important because you want to have a routine that follows all the routines when you turn on any of these machines. So I looked at, here's the back of the machine, this is the front of the machine, this is the off position, that's the on position. So the off position goes toward the back of the machine. So I could spin this around, but you can see that it's in the back, and all you do is to put this switch in, just do a quick little press, and it's in place. So it's off, and so when you want to turn the machine on, you pull it forward. So I think it does this so you accidentally don't turn the machine on when you're rubbing your hand back this direction. I don't know for sure, but that's the way that the green switch has to go. Let's discuss the electrical a little bit. I just want to make sure this cord is long enough. It looks like I'm going to need another 2 or 3 inches on it. So let's look at the hot. So the hot will run in first. It's the black wire run to the fuse. Then it will run to the switch. So anytime that the fuse blows, there will be no electricity past the fuse, which is what I want. I don't want the switch hot. I don't want anything hot. It's just going to blow the fuse, and then the light will go off on the switch, which is better than the old arrangements with the fuses. And then out of here, it'll go to the pressure stat, and from the pressure stat, it'll go to one of these studs. The neutral will run again to the switch right here, and then it'll come off the switch and go to the other stud. It's not long enough, so that's why I need the longer wire. The green is a ground, and since I'm running everything directly into here, I'm going to run the ground to this screw here, this new screw that I have. I'm going to abandon the screw that I put in here for a second grounding screw because it's under the pressure stat tube. So I'll just put a little thread locker on it and abandon it. It does not penetrate the boiler, so it's no big deal. So I'll put it into here, the ground, and then I'll run the ground back around to the base, so the base gets grounded as well as the boiler. So that's the arrangement for the electrical, so that's what I'm going to be doing next. I like this old cord, thought I'd show it to you. I've just elongated here. I've taken off, given myself another maybe 2-3 inches here, 3 inches. What's nice about this cord is it's a heavy duty cord. It's double insulated. So when I took off this first layer of insulation here, this black insulation, I was left with this insulation also. So I had to cut it twice. So you can see it's actually, I don't know if you can see inside there, there is a double insulation inside this cord. So I'll clean off all this mess. This is where the old electrical tape was, so I'm going to clean it off so it's not hanging around, and obviously cut off this little yellow stranded insulation here also. So just thought I'd show you the old cord. So that's why I'm reusing, well, I'm glad I'm reusing this old cord. It's a nice one. I want to put on the strainer leaf onto this cord now that I've elongated. But the cord is obviously, as we talked about, is thicker than most of the modern cords. So because it has a double insulation on it. So I'm going to try to use my channel locks and squeeze this down. Might have to go back to my needle nose so that I can do this right before I get it pushed in. There it goes. So it's nice and snug on here. Strain relief, it's not going to go anywhere. So the cord's ready. And now instead of running it back around this side, I think I'm going to go back on this side, and that way I can double insulate it. I mean, I can insulate it from the heat and everything, and all the wires will reach fine in this direction. So that's the next step. I'm going to show you how I made up these ends later when I do the smaller pieces. But what I've done is I've cut the white, this neutral short, and it's going to go into should go into the middle of this switch right here. I like how firm these go in so that they don't pull out, and I have them totally protected. The spades are totally protected. And then this one is going to go all the way around to this side here. I believe I decided I was going to put it to there. I'll put it all the way to here, and then we'll run the short one back over to here, or vice versa. But these just snug on here really well, and so they don't pull off, and very little is exposed. And then the green ground is going to go to here. So that's the setup.